Good morning, ma'am. My name is Progha Paramita Kundu, and today I'll be talking about how oxidative damage hurts DNA. First, I'll discuss about what leads to oxidative damage, followed by its impact on DNA, and lastly, the concluding remarks. So, in the primitive Earth's atmosphere, oxygen was lacking, as a result of which the organisms that evolved were anaerobic. But over time, due to various reasons, oxygen accumulated in the atmosphere and organisms with aerobic mode of respiration evolved. Today, the vast majority of animals that we see around us are dependent on aerobic respiration. And one of the main reasons behind this success is that aerobic respiration is about 18 times more efficient than anaerobic glycolysis. But it also has a downside. In 1954, Gershman proposed that in the cells of the animals that respire aerobically, a partially reduced form of oxygen is produced, which is very toxic. And in 1961, Jensen reported that the respiratory chain produces reactive oxygen species. So similar to this picture over here, which is of Roman god Janus, oxygen also has two sides, its life-giving side and its potentially life-threatening side. So many refer to oxygen as the Janus gas. So normally in our cells, a balance is maintained between the ROS and the antioxidants. The problem arises when this balance is broken, which can happen if the antioxidant defense goes down or if the ROS production increases. In both the cases, there is an accumulation of ROS in the cell, which is the root cause of oxidative damage. Now, what are these reactive oxygen species and why are these so dangerous? So most of the molecules that are categorized as ROS, for example hydroxyl radical or superoxide anion, they have unpaired electron in their external shell, and this unpaired electron makes them very reactive, and hence these ROS react with different molecules of the cell including lipids, proteins and DNA, and result in various kinds of damage, all of which are cumulatively called as oxidative damage. Here I'll be focusing on the oxidative damage on DNA. The first is oxidation of bases. Now all the four bases are prone to oxidation, but guanine is most susceptible to oxidation. The oxidation of guanine produces 8-oxoguanine, which can mispair with adenine, resulting in guanine to thymine transversion mutation. Oxidative damage to DNA also result in the formation of DNA protein crosslinks, that is DPC complex. Normally the DNA are associated with various proteins like histone with non-covalent bond, but in the presence of ROS in oxidative stress situation, covalent bond formation between these two take place, resulting in DPC complex formation. And if these complexes are not removed efficiently, then they can hinder with important processes like replication and transcription. Oxidative damage can also result in the formation of abasic site. So basically oxidative damage causes base damage, and these damaged bases are removed by certain enzymes, which results in the formation of abasic site, that is a site without the base. And these abasic sites are very unstable chemically, and they can lead to the formation of DNA-DNA interstrand crosslink, which can have many lethal consequences. Oxidative damage to DNA can also result in strand breakage. Now normally if the damaged base are further apart, then they are removed by certain enzymes and the gap is filled by ligase and DNA polymerases. But if the damaged base are clustered together, as we can see in the right side of this picture, then the removal of this damaged base by the enzymes results in the formation of double strand break. So instead of repairing, it is worsening the situation, and these double strand breaks can have very bad consequences. Now these are some of the ways by which oxidative damage can hurt the DNA. And lastly, I'd like to conclude by saying that various clinical trials and research have shown that in the cells of the patient who are suffering from diseases like cancer or Alzheimer's, the level of oxidatively damaged DNA is very high. For example, in the neurons of the patients who are suffering from Parkinson's disease, the amount of 8-oxoguanine is very high. All these indicate that oxidative damage to DNA is key determining factor of progression of certain diseases. So now scientists are very interested to find out if antioxidants can be used to reverse or halt these disease progressions. So it is a very interesting area of research nowadays. And these are some of the literature that I referred to for this presentation. So this was about it. Thank you very much.